Subscribe to Motorcycle Explorer magazine to read all about interviews with motorcycle explorers, their journeys and motorcycle reviews.
Hello everybody and welcome to the Enduro Alexis channel with the KTM Duke 125 review. Now some of you might be wondering what on earth is a 6'4" guy riding a 125 motorcycle for? Well, it's quite easy. I recently moved to Austria and living so close to the factory in Mattighofen and also one of the main dealers in Salzburg, I thought to myself it would be a good opportunity to try out the various KTM motorcycles, starting with the small ones first. KTM is world famous for its performance motorcycles, but the question that we'll be asking in this episode is whether this is just another 125 or whether it's a KTM 125. With the 125 Duke, KTM wanted to bring out not just a motorcycle for teenagers, but also a cheap mode of transport for adults, especially around town, and then also something to expand onto the Asian market. Now it is said that the 11-litre tank provides the motorcycle with a range of around about 300 kilometers, which is just under 190 miles. Of course that always depends on how much motorway you use. Yes, motorway, that's where we'll be headed tomorrow, as the motorcycle has 6 gears. Will it carry a taller person like me comfortably over the distance? And what about performance? Will it be enough? The Duke 125 looks very reassuring with its single-cylinder 4-stroke liquid-cooled engine and WP forks and adjustable suspension. With its 6 gears it has 15 brake horsepower, an electrical starter and a digital display with 2 trip meters and a fuel level indicator. Weighing at 127 kilograms dry, it is very easy to manage and maneuverable. Accessories to personalize your Duke 125 range from KTM hindguards to tank protectors, ergo seats, soft luggage and Dreamos and a crap of rich exhausts. The price of the KTM is competitive for the 125 market. A new KTM Duke 125 will cost you €4,198 in Austria or £4,000 in Britain, much like the rival Yamaha MT 125, which costs £3,899 in the UK. Yes, you can also get the Honda CBF 125 for £2,700, but it only has 5 gears. But sometimes certain characteristics of a motorcycle get looked at very critically under the spotlight. And the one thing that people always criticize KTM motorcycles for is the allegedly very, very hard seat. When I first got on this motorcycle, I thought to myself, oh my gosh, the seat's really hard. How is it excruciating pain almost? But then you know what, after 5 minutes, I don't know why, somehow maybe it's the design of the seat, I didn't feel anything anymore and I was really comfortable. And there are those people who say that a seat shouldn't be too soft, because if you sink in too much then of course also it's not the right shape, then you also get pains. The one thing that you might struggle with in the beginning is finding neutral when selecting the gears. I don't know why I had that difficulty when the first ride out that I had. But then after the second one it was easy, so I don't know, maybe it's always just as it always is, getting used to a new motorcycle. To test the little KTM, we will ride it up to the Großglockner mountain, which is the highest mountain in Austria, standing at 3,798 meters. To get there, we will ride on the Großglockner high Alpine street, which has passes as high as 2,500 meters. How will it cope riding up there? Is the KTM underpowered? I was curious what the top speed of the Duke was, so on the motorway I really opened it up, without overdoing it of course, and reached well over 90 kilometers per hour. Once I arrived at the toll station of the Großglockner High Alpine Road, I waited for my motorcycle explorer friend, Ewald. As I was not entirely used to the motorcycle, I was not always sure if I was in the right gear to get the maximum power, but the little red light informed me when it was best to change gear on the steep uphill to get the best performance out of the motorcycle. Still alive, ich lebe noch, ja. Ich überhitze nichts, gar nicht.
The KTM 125 Duke is an excellent go-anywhere road bike, which even for someone like me is a fun alternative to bigger bikes.
creating not just smiles for me, but also astonishment and admiration from onlookers who were surprised by a 125 making it up to the highest mountain in Austria. Once we get there, it is time to admire the view we are granted by the clouds, and both I and the KTM are satisfied by a sense of achievement. And the tank range? Yes, there was still some petrol left in the 11-litre tank, and we had ridden nearly 300 kilometers, which makes the KTM 125 Duke a very economical bike to have.
So if you want a cheap little motorcycle for around town, to go out into the countryside, or to maybe even do some mountain climbing with, then get a KTM 125 Duke.